I decided to try one of the 7 summits again, this time Kilimanjaro. I just traveled about 38 hours, including a 9-hour layover in Doha, to make it to Tanzania. This is going to be an adventure. The last time I tried this on Aconcagua, I had some serious issues. I got acute altitude sickness, peripheral edema, and I lost a lot of weight. So this time, I've trained a lot more, I've prepared a lot more. I've been sleeping in a hypoxic tent for the last month that reduces the amount of oxygen and simulates elevation of about 12,000 feet. I also did 9 trips up San Jacinto near my house, getting as high as I could. And also, I'm taking Diamox, which is a prescription medication that hopefully helps with some of the issues with altitude. We just did a gear check of what I brought, I rented what I didn't have, and we're getting ready to leave. And the most amazing thing is, there's actually only 2 of us tourists going on this trip. There's myself and a German guy I just met, and we've got a support staff of 18 people going along with us. Unlike Aconcagua, where I had to carry a lot of my own gear, the porters are basically taking a lot of the stuff. I assume they're in way better shape than I am, won't have nearly as much trouble, so I'm just going to be carrying the bare minimum, just my daily essentials as we go camp to camp for 8 days. And they're even bringing oxygen just in case we need it. This morning, Tobias and I, our 2 guides, and a massive support staff all packed up, got on the bus, and drove about 2 hours to Kilimanjaro. First, we stopped at the main gate where they had to take all of the gear off, and each of the porters had to weigh their gear to make sure it wasn't more than 15 kilograms, which are the park rules for the absolute max they can carry. Then, after lunch, we got back in the bus. We did another 45 minutes to the trailhead, and then we did a nice, easy 2-hour hike. Well, Tobias and I did 2 hours with the guides. All the porters started after us, went way past us, and had the amazing camp set up before we even got here. So we have our 2-person tent where we sleep every night. But in addition, there's the dining tent, and this is Tobias. And it's just the 2 of us. So we just have our table set up, and they've been bringing us more food than we can possibly eat. Today we did a 4-hour hike to Camp 2. It was a nice, easy hike, basically just a long walk, not really much elevation gain. And I can't get over the kind of glamping we're experiencing. Midway through, we were met by someone with a tablecloth, tea, and snacks for us. So we could just sit there and catch our breath. It's just a whole different experience doing this kind of expedition. After lunch, we took a short little nap and then went up a little bit higher for an acclimatization hike, and just been sitting here enjoying the view all afternoon. We had another pretty easy day today. We did about a 2-hour hike to the 3rd camp. It was a little steeper than the day before, but not too bad. It was fun along the way though. We were slogging along with our backpacks and heavy jackets when we were passed going the other direction by some ultra marathon runners doing 75 kilometers. They had left at 5:30 in the morning and were about halfway through. And the amazing thing was they were doing it in shorts and a t-shirt and had way more energy than I've ever had in my life. Once we got to this great camp here right at the base of these cliffs, we had lunch, took a nap, and then went up to do another acclimatization hike.
Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata. Kalu, 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 kalu wetu, karibu yetu. Kilimanjaro, utaupenda, utaupenda. One team.
Today was the longest day we've had yet. We did a 6-hour hike going around the mountain on the northern side. We ended up about the same elevation, but the hike was a little bit more difficult because it was rugged in some areas. Got here early in the day and just been relaxing. I've got to say, the tour company I'm using has the best branding. Along the way, they set up a table with tea and snacks, and then they always have their flag up there just to make sure that all of the other hikers with other companies are jealous. It's brilliant. Today was the last of our easy days. We did about a 3.5-hour hike to this new campground. We're just getting ready because from here on out, it's going to get a lot harder. Our next 2 days are going to be serious elevation pushes as we head for the summit. I want to introduce you to my new friend on this trip. This is Rafiki. It's a stuffed animal that they put a hot bottle in here every night before we go to bed. It's amazing. It makes sleeping here so much better. Oh, and that's Tobias. Hi. We did a very steep 4-hour hike up to the last camp we're going to have before we make the summit attempt. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm heading to bed because our wake up is going to be at 10 p.m. and we're going to start hiking at 11:30, hike through the night and be there for sunrise, and then back down the other side. This is it. So we've been doing health checks twice a day, but this is the only one that really matters as we're getting ready for the summit. So just checking blood oxygen level and heart rate and all the other symptoms, make sure we're good to go. So far this trip has been 6 days of nice, relaxing walks through the wilderness in Kilimanjaro, followed by one excruciating 8-hour hike up to the summit, most of that in the dark in sub-freezing temperatures. And then about a 5.5-hour hike down here to the lower campsite. But wow, once I got up there, it was amazing. Some of the best views I've ever seen, and definitely something I'll remember for the rest of my life.